From Yukimiya unlocking the Predator's eyes to Kaiser clearing ring shot with an epic flying spin. Welcome to another manga review covering chapters 288 to 291 of Blue Lock. This chapter begins with Isagi saying goodbye to Igarashi because no Yukimiya is stopping him. No Igarashi is out of Blue Lock but in a non-official way, cause after all he didn't make it to the top 20 Blue Lock players, but that was going to happen sooner or later. So Kenji Yukimiya is now in, he's putting on his glasses and everything. I can't believe Igarashi was playing in that position, but okay anyway. So Yukimiya is in, player really broken in Blue Lock, who is fast, knows how to dribble and has a good shot, like almost like Rin but less powerful. Right now Isagi thinking that they now have a better formation. With Igarashi they had more of a defensive formation, but now they are more offensive, so they are ready to give it all. The match restarts, someone throws the ball and Yukimiya controls it. They head up to the goal in an old-fashioned triple fusion way. They form a triangle of logic and aim to destroy the defenses, or at least that's the plan. In the following panels we get to see the strategy, really similar to the U20 match where Yukimiya was able to retain the ball with his dribble skills to give time to others so they could position better and keep advancing toward the goal. They connect super fast passes with Yukimiya in the center, and right now Karasu is hunting him down, waiting for him to slow down a little so he can steal the ball, and when Karasu found the chance, he went after Yukimiya, but then Yukimiya faked a pass to Isagi and was able to destroy Karasu, making his own way. We have a couple of panels with Karasu and Isagi looking impressed by what just happened. Then we jump straight into chapter 288 part 2 because that chapter was separated into two due to the author's health, but I think he's feeling better now. So this chapter is just the continuation. Yukimiya has the ball. Isagi says that Yukimiya is indeed a genius and that adapting to his presence makes his abilities just get better and better. We see once again the relation between Yukimiya and Isagi. Yukimiya wants to beat Isagi once more and he won't let Isagi adapt to him. Yukimiya is going to shoot and then he has the Predator's eyes. Yukimiya just unlocked a new power, cool, so he shoots the ball and this guy is saying he's shooting through such a tight space is funny, and yes, I have brain rot. Santetsu looks impressed, but then Charles appears and blocks the shot with his special eyes showing or whatever. He even says that the shot was super basic, but while all of that was happening, Isagi was in the back analyzing everything. Now he is going to reach the loose ball from Yukimiya and make the next play. Isagi thought about making a direct shot, but the wall was outside his range, so using his metavision, he spots Ness and makes a direct pass to him. The plan is for Ness to pass back to Isagi so he can make a direct shot. Isagi is running super fast to the goal, escaping Ness and leaving everyone behind, hoping for Ness to pass the ball back. But here is the problem. Ness isn't working. Ness is so focused on Kaiser that he couldn't deliver the pass. Karasu appeared and stole the ball from Ness. The bastard loses the ball and everyone is judging Ness for that stupid play. PXG is celebrating, the bastards are considering Ness useless. Isagi and Kaiser are burning inside because that could have been a goal. And then Yukimiya enters the scene. Let's say, he says that Ness right now is like an old version of himself, but worse, because Ness is actually destroying the entire team. He isn't connecting with anyone. Yukimiya adds that whoever doesn't adapt to Isagi and Kaiser will be left behind, and that's how natural selection works. We then have a final panel of Kaiser saying good things to Ness, of course. Ness is just straight inside. I wonder if we'll see an evolution from Ness, or if he'll just be subbed out for someone else. Maybe Kurona, that would be fire, not gonna lie. But that was the end of this chapter. The following chapter is more or less the same. Kaiser explains to Ness that if he doesn't adapt to the situation, he'll be left behind. Then things get weird when Ness says that Kaiser is the only reason he plays football, but Kaiser doesn't care about him anymore. He's with Isagi now and all of that. Players who can adapt will lose. In general, the bastards are doing pretty bad. Now that Ness is useless, PXG knows they won't pass to him anymore, making them more predictable, unless Isagi uses Ness to pass to Kaiser, which PXG wouldn't expect. That could work, but anyways. We then have a couple of panels with Rin. Rin thinks he has to innovate. His ways of neutralizing Isagi aren't effective enough, so he has to create a new way to destroy him. The match restarts, Isagi has the ball and makes a quick pass to Kaiser. Isagi runs forward, but Rin appears to stop him. This time though, it's different, because Rin is using his brain, and not his Rinnegan form. He's staying a couple of feet back, positioning himself to intercept the next pass. And now Kaiser has fewer options to pass to, and remember, Ness isn't an option. Kaiser being stationary wasn't a good move. Santetsu appears and tries to steal the ball. Others start to arrive too, Raichi, Kaioru and Karasu for example, all trying to steal the ball. While this is happening, Rin is pressing Isagi hard. Rin wants to destroy the nexus between Isagi and Kaiser, but Isagi reads Kaiser perfectly and starts running toward the goal, leaving Rin behind for the moment and positioning himself to make the best possible play. Kaiser knew everyone was watching him, everyone was expecting him to take the shot, but instead, he makes a Kaiser impact pass to Isagi. Everyone is surprised, Isagi is about to make the goal, but Rin appears and blocks the shot, destroying the connection between them. Rin has evolved again, now he also has the Predator's eyes. The chapter closes with a panel of Rin in beast mode and Isagi looking like he's about to explode. In chapter 290, PXG prepares to counterattack. Shido, Karasu, Nanase and others are pushing forward, and Shards with the ball in hand passes it to Nanase. Right now, Isagi is frustrated. He doesn't understand how Rin could destroy his play with Kaiser, because that play was something new. Then Rin tells Isagi that within a 4-meter range, he can read all his movements and seal all his plays. With his great strength and abilities, Rin can handle Isagi every time and destroy the chemical reaction he has with Kaiser. Rin says the critical moment will be when Kaiser passes the ball to Isagi again so he can score. Isagi thinks about stepping away from Rin, but if he does, then Kaiser will be left alone, and that's the worst case scenario because the bastards would lose. This new version of Rin is really strong and is blocking every pass to Isagi, and right now Isagi has to beat Rin at any cost. Meanwhile, Rin just wants to destroy Isagi. They clash in an epic way. Nanase, who has the ball, struggles with Kaiora and passes it to Karasu. Karasu passes it to Santetsu, who then passes it to Charles. Now PXG is far beyond midfield. Charles passes it to Rin, or at least that's what it seems like. But the ball reaches Shido, but Kunigami appears to stop him, accompanied by Kaiora, but Shido passes the ball to Rin, and yes, Shido is now supporting Rin with passes. Rin is pressed by Isagi, but technically Rin has the ball now. Rin says, "This is our last battle," meaning this is the end for Isagi. Isagi knows the obvious. Rin won't pass the ball, he'll run toward the goal and shoot. Rin advances pretty fast. Shido asks for the ball, but Rin doesn't listen. This is his moment. Isagi knows he can't stop Rin alone, but Kaiser appears to save the day. Both Isagi and Kaiser have a wholesome moment together, but Rin is appeased and intends to clash with Kaiser too, and then take the shot. They clash for a second and it seems like Rin is going to take the shot, but then Kaiser awakens, remembering his childhood and realizing that physically he's better than Rin. Kaiser makes a flying spin and clears the ball with a really strong kick. Isagi looks amazed by Kaiser's abilities and the chapter ends. And now with the last chapters of today's video, chapter 291. We start off this chapter with the continuation of the previous chapter, when Kaiser knocked down Rin, clearing the ball in the process. Then Isagi proceeds to explain that he wasn't expecting Kaiser to evolve and stop Rin. That's something new. Then we have a panel of Kaiser saying that when he's playing with Isagi, everything is more meaningful, like better. Meanwhile, there are a couple of panels of Kaiser's past. Then we hop into Yukimiya's point of view. He says that he was the same, he had to change his play style when playing with Isagi so he could evolve. Then he says that when he remembers the ego he left behind, he just wants to bring it back. So we could say that this is the Isagi effect. Anyone who can't become new in the field with Isagi won't adapt to the game and will disappear. There are a couple of panels of Yukimiya passing through Tokimitsu and then facing a double pressure against Nanase and Santetsu. Then he says that he's being tested but he won't disappear. And then he passes the ball to Hiyori. Then Hiyori follows the monologue saying that, yeah, there are egoists who once died, but they were revived by Isagi at the same time. Hiyori is now epically passing through some defenders while saying that they are now fighting with what Isagi taught them. Not to be his buddies, but to act like they're the protagonists and play for their own sake. Then he explains that that's the magic behind the team, and the reason why they could have kept up. And now we return to Isagi, who says that he can't read any genius's awakening, but what follows is really important. He says that it was impossible for him to read Kaiser earlier. Kaiser matched Rin's awakening and used that to respond faster than anyone. So in other words, what is really important for a talented learner is his awareness, which has to be faster than anyone else's. He says that yeah, he doesn't have the best sensitivity of a genius, but he knows what the world wants and needs. So he's now going to focus on the possible outcomes, awakenings and errors in the field that will lead to victory. He thinks that if he thinks really fast, he can make a plan and attack with the best originality. Then we return to Hiyori's point of view, who thinking about passing to one of the two, Kaiser or Isagi, but both of them are perfect. But when he's about to pass, Karasu appears. Hiyori remembers the time when Karasu actually kind of helped him with his ego. They both chat for a little. This is the moment that will decide who is the best between the two. And then we return to Kaiser and Isagi running towards the ball, and we can see Ness at the back, who looks pretty bad, meaning he just wants to keep up with both of them. Okay, so now in chapter number 292, we start the chapter with a clash between Rin and Kaiser, with Rin in his trance mode and Kaiser giving his his all to stop him. In the following panels, Kaiser says that he's pressing him and this is part of his strategy. Kaiser knows Rin just wants to destroy the coordination or nexus between Isagi and him, so the only way to stop Rin is to defeat him. And also, right now, the most important thing is the connection between those two. Without them, the match is over. But Isagi, as always, is 2 steps ahead. Isagi sprints super fast in front of Rin and Kaiser, and immediately Kaiser understands the plan. Both of them have to constantly cross-run to avoid Rin reaching Isagi, while Kaiser keeps him away at any cost. Kaiser will focus on Rin in order to block him. In the next panel, Kaiser thinks that this kind of play in a really high-level match is impressive and exciting, and right now that spot with Isagi is perfect. Kaiser keeps saying that more than fascinating is fun, and with this kind of attack they will transcend and win the match. And now we are in Ness' point of view with his thoughts and everything, and yes, things get really suspicious sauce here. He's just thinking about Kaiser and the cute things he said to him previously, while thinking that Isagi just took him away from him. So he's just having his moment, questioning his role in the game and what he has to do, if he has to change, while thinking about angry Kaiser and long hair Kaiser and bathtub Kaiser and another long hair Kaiser again. So yeah, there is a partner here. Ness says that Kaiser cast a spell on him, but to become the best in the world and not for anything else. This wouldn't be the first time we get to see a certified game moment being de-escalated seconds after to keep things football centered, but anyways. No, Ness is kind of crying, I believe. He's like going through his breakup, you know, accepting it. So now he says that he wants to change and he abandons Kaiser and his own self that wanted to be the best with Kaiser. We get to see him entering a flow state, mental zone kind of thing, but then we return to the match. Karasu is facing Hiyori to clear the ball. Karasu tries his best to stop Hiyori, but he can't, and Hiyori is just looking for someone to pass the ball to. Both of them, Kaiser and Isagi, are inside, but it's just about timing to pass the ball. Then we are in Rin's point of view, who is just having a hard time with Kaiser and Isagi. If one covers the other moves ahead, and he can stop both. He can only destroy one at a time. So Hiyori is preparing to pass the ball, and here it goes. Hiyori passes Karasu with a self-pass and proceeds to take the shot, while Rin is choosing between Isagi and Kaiser. Rin clashes into Isagi because he wants to annihilate him, but the pass from Hiyori was aiming to Kaiser. Hiyori knew that Rin would block Isagi. So Kaiser is about to reach the ball, but then Shido appears. He says that if Rin isn't going to block him, he will, and with a headbutt Shido is able to clear the ball. Kaiser felt his Kaiser impact, and both of them, Isagi and Kaiser, are left impressed. So the counter begins, or at least that was the plan. Charles is about to reach the ball, but then Kunigami appears to headbutt the ball and clear it before Charles can kick it. And now the ball is in the air and Kaiser and Isagi are ready to make the last play. And Isagi in the final panel is seeing something that others don't. And this is when the chapter ends. So yeah, these were really cool chapters, and I believe we are getting closer to the end of this arc. Right now things are getting pretty well, like Isagi is shown as a pillar for the team, which is really fire. I will say that Isagi and Kaiser are playing well together, but it's a shame though that Isagi doesn't have like a pretty broken skill like Predator's eyes or dribbling skills, but at least he's being portrayed like Bastard's protagonist. And then there is Ness, and I don't really know what to expect from him. Maybe Ness takes the ball in the next episode, or maybe he awakens and Isagi is taking that in count to make a super effective attack to win this game, but that is just my theory, though Isagi is going to cook in the following chapter. But well, I hope you guys enjoy these chapters. I'll see you in the next one, bye!